Hi all. I'm just going to run through a project management database that I've developed through Microsoft Access. And the reason I'm showing you this is I'm making this available to anyone who actually wants to use this project management for whatever reason you want to use it for, whether it's business or for your own personal use. I'm going to make it available for a small fee of only £1.99. So what I'm going to do is run through what you can actually get for £1.99, and you can start using this project management database today for your own business and start making improvements within your areas. So what I'm going to start off by doing is running through how this actual database works, and then I'll go through an example to show you how everything actually fits in together. So what I've done is put a lot of junk information in here, just so you can see how it works and what you can actually get from this database. And then I'm actually going to run through a real life example with you so you can see how it all fits together. So as I mentioned, the charge I'm applying to this database is only £1.99. Now it's probably one of the best you're going to get for this price. Um, and while I go through the database, there might be things that you identify where you think, hang on, small changes could be made here and there to suit my business or suit my needs. And I charge a flat fee of £10 per hour. So if you did want that, we can come to an agreement on a specific cost to develop that database, and I can get that done for you. So the flat fee of £1.99. If you are interested in buying this database, and then please email businessandlifeimprovements@gmail.com. The link is in the description below. And also, if you wanted changes made as well, again, please email me at businessandlifeimprovements@gmail.com, again in the link below, and let me know what changes you require, and then I can come back to you on a quote on how much these changes cost. So you could have a bespoke database similar to what I've got on the screen here for a minimum of £12, which is hardly anything to have a project management database in place. So I'm going to start off by how it works. So we've got an input form, so anyone can actually raise a new project. Then we've got project information section, where all these projects are allocated and analyzed, and we've got a number of reports that come out of this actual database as well. So what I'm going to do is start from the beginning on how this database opens up, so you can actually see how it all works. So I'll exit the database now and reopen it. So this is the link that you're going to have. This is the file that you're going to be sent if you do purchase this database. So you just double click on that and it'll open up Microsoft Access. So this is the project management database opening up now, and this is your main menu screen. So we've got input forms here. You can register a new database, a new project by clicking this link. And it's got basic information in this. It's got automatic information that's put in. You've got a project ID and a date raised for that. You put a name in, who it's raised by, the project name, a brief description of the project. The date is required by, a specific date, a department it's come from. I mean, I put some brief, just some random departments in there so you can see how it all works. Business benefits and the scope of the actual project below. So once you've inputted that information, you can click register project, and it will say that your project has been registered. Along with projects, you can also record delays. So if there are any delays in a specific project, you can record that as well. So you just click record delay, and any delays can be put in. So you put the project name that is actually associated with, put a brief description of the delay in, how many days the delay caused, and who it was caused by. So again, you register that delay, and that delay has been registered. Project overviews then, so you can actually analyze what projects have been raised. So I'll just pick up a random one on this one. So you can actually see this is a top section that the person who raised the project would fill in. So this information is already pre-done, and this bottom information here is, sorry, this bottom information here is what you would fill in when you analyze this project. So you would look into this project and you would allocate it to a specific person. You can queue it, you can give it a status, give it an expected start date and a completion date, risks and constraints. So you analyze the actual project and you put in some live comments in there as well. Along with that, you got project delays. So not only can you put project delays in from the home screen, but you can also put it in directly on this form. So I'll return to the main menu on here. Oh, sorry, there's a couple of things I missed there. We've also got a delay total here, so all it does is however many delays that we've put in. And this is a manual input using this calculation here, so you just add these up, put the number in there, and it would extend the expected completion date, giving you a delayed completion date. So I can change that to 15, click away, and it changes the date. So it's 15 days from this specific date. You can go back to the main menu. We've got project action, so a specific action is now required for the project. So the only thing different here is a slight layout change on the top, which is taking information from the previous screen. But we've also got an estimated cost and allocated cost for the project. So you can put an estimated cost and allocated cost. And then we've got specific actions for that project below. So you can trace the actual project live. You can see where it is, who's got what to do, and what the status of each is. As we scroll across, we've got target dates for each, and we've got an actual cost, which I'll show you later on as it comes. So you can see an actual cost column compared to the allocated and expected cost of the project. So you can do that analysis right at the end, and you can have a live, some live information on actual costs. I've got to click the red box for the project folder. This basically, you can actually store any documents in here as well. So this can act as a project folder. So you can just double click that, and you can add a number of attachments, whatever you want to add within this. So this becomes your project folder at the same time. So any supporting documents, images, PDF documents, any Excel documents, anything can be attached within this database. So that's the information there. Along with this, you can click send info, which basically groups all this data into a nice fancy report, and it attaches it into a PDF. I haven't got my email set up at the moment, but when you do click that, it will attach it to an email using your Outlook and or whatever your default email is, and it'll create it into an easy readable report, so you can see all this information here, brief information details of the project, and project actions and where you currently are. So you can send reports to people who request it if they're asking for updates, or if you just want to provide an update to someone on where you are. So return back to the main menu, and then we've got an overview of delays as well. So any delays, you can just see who the delays were caused by and what actually happened with each project. Then we've got a number of reports. We've got a project summary report, which just gives you a summary of the actual projects. A brief summary, so not too much detail, but it gives you the high level information of all projects. You've got projects by an engineer in this case, so you've got a specific project grouped by specific engineers, and you can go in and see what engineer or what project manager has what projects to do. Again, these are word changes. I mean, if you just purchase this, you can do it yourself, make these changes, or if you want me to do it again, I charge a small fee, but I can make these changes for you. We've got overdue actions, so if there's any actions that go overdue, that again shows up on a report, and again grouped by person who's responsible for it. So you can see here you've got a couple of people, a few people here, what projects is related to, what actions. I just made some up random inputs in, and what their target dates were. Obviously, I'm recording this on the 20th of January 2016. These are all overdue, so these are showing up on the report. So just letting you know what the overdue actions are. An overview of delays, so you can see all the delays by a project, so what projects, who is caused by the delays, and how many days it was delayed by. You've got overdue projects, so you can see all the projects that are overdue. At the moment, I haven't got anything overdue on this, so nothing's going to be showing at the moment, but if you did have anything which has gone past the expected completion date, it will show up on this. Projects not allocated, so these are projects that were actually raised, so people have registered them, but we haven't actually allocated an expected completion date. Once we put an expected completion date, they'll come off this report. But anything without an expected completion date, it will show up on this. So this is all the information here that I put in, and these are all not assigned to anybody. And then we've got a cost report, which just covers brief information on the project, what the estimated cost was, what the allocated cost was, and what the actual cost was. So just giving you a brief overview from cost terms. And that's basically it. That is basically a summary. So what I'm going to do, we've also got a couple of buttons at the top. You can exit the database and also send the developer request. So this is basically, you click this link and it'll open up an email to a specific email address, and you can just input your improvements or your changes that you require to this specific email. It could be your own email if you're doing it within your business, or someone else's email who knows how to change the actual database itself. So what I'm going to do is register a new project, and I'm going to show you how it works and how it would flow through in the process. and then that's all I'm going to show you today. So you start off by registering a new project. Again, anyone can actually register this, so in case, I'm going to just click that. Go straight into here, registered by Joe Blogs. The project name is project number 1. Brief description: this is what it does. A required date, so I'm just going to put a date in for the 21st for tomorrow. It's raised by the purchasing department. Benefits: you're going to have efficiency increase, of 10%. Cost savings of £1,000. Just some random business benefits there. The start of the scope, so where it starts, where it ends. So you could put a start from engineering production terms. It'll start at the MRP and it'll finish at finished goods assembly. It excludes customer. I mean, you could put anything. I'm just putting customer specific details. So delivery dates and all the rest of it doesn't include that, but it includes the product itself. Anything related to the product. So that's a brief, some random information I put in there. So register that project, and that will go through. Thank you, your project has been registered. So the next stage would be going into the project overviews. So this is where it's going to be allocated to a specific project manager. So project number 1, that's what we allocate. So you select that. As you can see, it hasn't been allocated. We've still got our own analysis to do at the back end. So if I go into the report, it will. If I go into projects not allocated, here we are, project number 1, Joe Blogs. This is what it does, and this is the benefits that we were hoping to obtain. So that's a brief introduction to the project and letting you know that it's not allocated yet. So back into the project overviews. Project number 1. So we would go down here. We would allocate a champion. We would give it a status. So put it in queue, or you could say it's live. Expected start date, we'll start it today, and we'll finish this by tomorrow. So any risks and constraints, we've got resource issue maybe, and live comments. We'll look into this ASAP. So there's some any random comments, and then you've got project delay. So any delays that will cause, you would add in here. So just put something in delay description. Fold onto another job. Took me 1 day, caused by procurement, just for example. And what I would do then, I'll put 1 into here, and that would give me an estimated delayed completion date of 29. So it's adding 1 day onto that. I can go into the actions for that specific project that's required from here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just show you it from the main menu. So this is all saved now. We don't have to save it, but you could click here and it says that your project has been saved. Back to the main menu. Then what would happen, then you would go into the project's specific action. So choose a project again, project number 1, and this is all the details that we've actually filled in. And underneath here, all you're going to have is the actual project action itself. So you need to do this action for so and so, and you need to do that action for so and so. That one's complete. Target date was for today, and this one hasn't been completed because it needs to be done tomorrow. That cost me £100 to be bought out. So anything that I purchased, anything I wanted to add to this folder, I could just double click that, or you could just click it once and click the attachment sign there, and then you could add the attachment from there. So whatever your attachment is, press OK there. So you can send the info there, which gives you all the information there, but I can save the project again and then go back to my main menu. So that's all it is. The project actions will basically track where you currently are with your project, what's required to do, what's missing, what's overdue. It'll give you all that information there. So it gives you live information on what is going on with that specific project. So you select the project, go into it, and you can see where a project currently is. I'm going to stick in here as well an estimated cost of £2,000. We sorry, £20,000. We've also been allocated £20,000. So it's just letting you know that's what we've got to work with. So return back to main menu, and that's basically it. So if I go to the project summary, you can see it's been added into here. Where are we on this? Project number 1, here we are. That's the one, because it's sorted by the required date. Sorry, expected end date is sorted by. So it's all in order then. You can see that's why it's started in halfway, because it's got an estimated expected completion date of the 28th of the 1st, 2016, so that's where it sits. Projects by engineer. So again, this is what we added, and there's a project there showing there. Overdue actions, there's nothing overdue at the moment. Delays, overview, overdue projects. Projects not allocated, but we have allocated it now, so it shouldn't show in there anymore. As you can see, it was here in the beginning, but now it's not here because we have put an expected completion date in there, and that is now live. And you got a cost report, so I'll give you a cost of all the projects. So here we are with our project number 1. This is the project. We had an estimated cost of 20,000, allocated cost of 20,000, but we've actually only used 100. If we added another number in there, we'll just bump up that number there. So if I go back into project actions, go back into project number 1, I can say I can allocate 200 to this, so that's a total of £300. Save the project. Go back into my main menu, go back into the cost report, and there you go. Totals updated to £300 for that specific project. So that's the database itself, that's how it works. So again, if you are interested in this, drop me an email on businessandlifeimprovements@gmail.com. Comment below to register your interest, or if you want anything developed specifically for your company or your own personal needs, let me know, and I charge a basic rate of £10 per hour, but I will be creating the first 3 databases. So that's the first 3 bespoke databases, allocated 1 hour of amendments for free. So I won't be charging the £10 an hour for the first 3 people that ask me to make changes, but it's only minor changes I'll be accepting, so about an hour worth of work. I still charge you the £1.99, but I'll make those changes for you, just to bump up that customer base and just to show you what I'm able to do and how I can actually help your business. It's a small fee I'm charging because I want you guys to utilize this. I think it's a really good tool that you can use. And I mean, I was looking for something myself for such a long time, I could not find it. So I've learned Access Database. I've gone into it. I've put a lot of time and effort in creating a lot of databases, and this is one that I feel is quite generic. It can be used by all, and I think a lot of people can benefit from this. So I hope you enjoy the video, and please comment below, please like and subscribe for more business and life improvement tools, and I hope to come into contact with a lot of you soon, and hope you find this useful. So thank you very much for your time, and please let me know if you are interested. Thank you.